What's up, y'all? It's the Boosh Bag. Miss Boosh Bag. To you. Alright. This video is still being done in the morning, but it's late morning because, yeah, I just woke up. And, yeah, I still got on my makeup from yesterday. So, I'm just gonna roll with it right now. Construction, that's the noise. Okay. Last week it ended with Candy going off at this thing. And she was gonna choke Portia. And everybody trying to calm her down because, you know, she's crying, she's hysterical and all of that. Phaedra gets up and goes to try to calm Candy down, and she was like, she don't even care that I got kids and, you know, family and all that. She was like, well, we all have those things, and we all say things like, well, they're like, it ain't even about that. Phaedra really just, yeah, you go sit it down, all right? And Kenya's like, well, Candy, I get it. I mean, she's lied on everybody here. She lies about everything and blah, blah, blah. I don't know if that's true. And I don't like Kenya being the one to say it. So maybe if somebody else would have said it, I could have been on board. But since it was Kenya, no, bitch, don't try it. Anyway, and while Candy is walking away, she's screaming and yelling, and she was like, she tried to get with one of my friends too. She was talking to this other girl and wanted to apparently probably lick on this young lady as well. She was like, you got a freak hoe. That's a freak hoe you got sitting next to you. I wanted her to call her a bitch again because I like the word freak with the word bitch, you know, together-ish. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I don't believe Portia. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, even just based on Candy's reaction to it, you can tell that it's a lie just because she is livid. She is furious, alright? So, yeah. I think Portia probably should have gave up the jig like right then. But as she said, when people be lying, she be having to come through with the truth. You know, she stands on truth. Stop lying, Portia. It's, yeah. See, I have been Team Portia. I'm Team Candy right now in this situation, okay? My alliance... yeah, it's shady because I turn my back on people all the time. I'm like, I didn't like that you did, so I'm with the other person now. Yeah, that's how I roll. Candy, this don't got nothing to do with nothing but them feet, girl. Was this bitch a ballerina in the past? She was like, oh, I want to bring some cute shoes, and so I like, well, ain't nobody gonna really see your motherfucking shoes. I think they're going on a boat. Is this the day? Yeah, they about to go on the speedboat the next morning, right? He like, yeah, no, you need just something to kind of chill with. You don't need no heels or nothing. And she is very concerned about her feet too much. She need to take some cute pictures from Instagram. Honey, it's not gonna be cute with them feet. Please don't tell me you was gonna take no pictures of your feet. Yeah, keep it to the top, okay? The top of the body. Just don't take it nowhere near those things, those sausages, those midget fucking Vienna sausage, lumpy ass, popped out the muffin can ass toes. What? Oh my God. I can't believe that they showed them. I'd be like, first of all, no, stop the cameras. All right, bitch, I need you to delete that. I need you to delete that shit about my motherfucking feet right here, right motherfucking now. It will not go one step further because my feet used to be pretty. There's something going on with my toenails. I don't know if I got psoriasis, but what I'm gonna tell you is, yeah, it ain't gonna be televised, okay? That revolution, no one needs to see that. Anyway, let me get to the damn point. Oh wait, no, I did write that she was talking about Snapchatting her feet or some shit. She calls Phaedra and she's like, well look, the fight yesterday was really big. I don't really want to be bothered again. I don't want to be stressed and arguing all of that. So I think it would be a good idea for Portia to just hang with her bae, okay? While we go out and do whatever. And Portia's like, yeah, that'd probably be the best thing because it just got way out of hand yesterday. So, she tells her what they're going to be doing. They're going to be, you know, going on a boat or whatever the hell. That's what she has planned for today. So, Portia's with her Todd, and apparently Todd is 40, okay? Is my camera really saying that I ain't got no more time? And I just turned this motherfucker on? Alright, yeah, he's 40. She's saying that she felt like the worst girlfriend right now because the party was a disaster, even though it wasn't his party, so whatevs. Portia, she thinks she invited. So he like, so we really just gonna go hang with these people? Yeah, girl. And this group, we be having fights and doing horrible stuff to each other, and then we just sleep it off and just be with each other the next day and just chilling and hanging. He was like, oh, like a dysfunctional family. Yes, like that. But no, honey, you're not invited. And Phaedra came over to let her know just that. Motherfucker, you can't come. So, Phaedra come in wearing a bathing suit. Somebody she had it since she was 18. I'm not gonna say nothing bad about her body, cause whatever. I do not know if the bathing suit is appropriate, but you know what? Get your sexy on, whatever. Yeah, so Phaedra does let her know she can't come. Candy don't want her there. And Portia seems, you know, perplexed. Like, Candy's upset. Why would she be upset? I mean, she's the one that threatened to choke me. Because of... Whoever threatened to choke somebody is not the person that is the bad person or the wrong person. The person that started this big fight when... You know, when really nothing happened to push it. You know, there was no like big horrible thing that made you have to go and do this grand big thing and start this huge ass fight. So yeah, you do something vicious to somebody and they get upset and now you are the one who's in the right. That is ridiculous. That don't even make no sense. Either way, Portia and Todd are like, okay, well, we just gonna go get like a couple massage or whatever. And Phaedra offered to be in a threesome with them at the, okay, yeah. Okay. She was just kidding, so I'm just gonna skip that. All right. The speedboat thing, Phaedra, Kenya, Sheree, and Bob are in one car. And Cynthia, Todd, Peter, and Candy, why did I mix up the couples? Because I'm fancy, all right? Are in the other car together. All right, so, and it's going back and forth, which I hate because I'll forget something if I don't write the shit down and I can't just remember it because it's not going in one line because I'm getting old. All right. They're like, why is Portia not here? And Phaedra's like, well, you know, she decided, well, Candy asked that she, you know, fall back because of yesterday. And Kenya's like, yeah, we don't have good experiences on boats anyway. So go back to like flashes when Portia and Cynthia were fighting on a boat or whatever. And they're like, well, Portia shouldn't be lying or whatever. And Phaedra's like, well, I don't know which things are a lie and which things are not. Like, and everybody's just really over it. And Sheree's like, it's just useless to talk to her because you could have Portia robbing a bank or doing any goddamn thing and have the proof, like visual proof of it, and she will still, you know, make excuses for Portia. So it's whatever. Over in the other car, they're like, oh, well, Portia said that she was being bullied. Because they were like, okay, after we left, what happened? Like, did people still stay there? Like, yeah, Portia left and she was saying that she's always being bullied, which I do concur with, okay? She's not being bullied right now in this situation because she is being the aggressor. But I've seen many, many times where people just attack her, just come for her on a constant basis, especially when she was in her little zen spot trying to be all good and all clean and all pure and going to the anger management and all of that shit, and they just you know, basically shit on it like she wasn't doing enough, and it pissed her off that she started going through a hard time with her boyfriend, and now she buck wild again. So I mean, it is what it is. But yes, she has been bullied before. Let's not just make stuff up. But she is not being bullied right now. But anyway, they're like, all right, well, Cynthia's like, well, I don't believe none of the stuff that she's saying about you right now, Candy, just so you motherfucking know. But Cynthia's talking about how she feels very comfortable with Peter being there. And she didn't know that she would. And she was like, I feel kind of good being around Peter. It's been a long time. And I am technically still his wife. So I might be giving up some of this thing. Giving up some of that thing. Alright, yeah. She didn't say that, but that's what she meant. She nasty. Okay. Kenya and Cynthia. Well, Kenya said that Cynthia and Peter's divorce is almost final. So it's like weird seeing them together, because they're getting divorced in a few days. It's going to be finalized. And Sheree was like, well, yeah, that shit couldn't work out with us. And Bob was like, what couldn't work out with us? She was like, you know, going on a trip together after we split. He was like, yeah, no, we went somewhere. We went to Vegas together. And you was asleep in the car. And that's when I was like, oh, I could just take your seatbelt off and slam on the brakes. He's like, you know, so she could go flying through the windshield. That's how the silence was on the show. Deafening, okay? Awkward as fuck. I don't know if he thought that shit was going to get a laugh, but people don't often, women don't often chuckle about men killing their wives and the mother of their children and things like that. So even her enemy Kenya was like, anyway, he was like, no, but I never hit her though. Okay, I was gonna kill her, but I ain't never hit her. Right? I ain't never hit you. I ain't never hit you. I never slapped you. I never punched you. I never choked you. Like, damn, you got a lot of options of things that you think that you didn't do, but it appears that he did. Okay, he was like, I choked you. Did I choke you? I mean, let me know, because if I did, then I probably just forgot. She was like, yes, you have choked me. He was like, I mean, but could you breathe? Kenya was like, you know what? That is not funny, all right? This is not a motherfucking joke right now. And he's like, well, I'm sorry, because maybe I didn't choke you hard enough. And then Sheree started looking out the window. She's getting all, she got on her glasses, but her little shades, and it's dark behind the eyes, but she's getting flustered. And very, very upset. And it goes to a little clip with her with this super long ass weave, and she like, well, Bob, the funny part of him, the sweet funny, is cool, but I'm just remembering now, like, all of the fucked up things that he did, and it was like more than the cheating. Like, Bob has a mean, evil, dark side. All of the girls are pissed off in the car. They rolling their eyes at him, and everybody just awkwardly looking out the window and just wishing that he wasn't there so they could go the fuck off and talk shit about him. Because that's what I would have wanted to do. Alright? Let me see. Sheree she's crying or whatever, and Kenya sees it because she start making cry noise, not just like the tears rolling out. So Kenya's like, oh my gosh. She was like, I'm so sorry. So she's hugging her, and then she's hugging her, she's comforting her, she's rubbing her back, and giving her a little side of the face touches or whatever. I thought that was sweet, because I think that deep down inside, I mean, there are very few people who could just watch somebody be hurt and start crying and not come to their aid. It's just a very human thing to do. Let me see. So while Kenya's over there comforting her, like trying to calm her down and telling her she's sorry over and over again, Phaedra's like, why don't you say you sorry? Apologize. And he just like, I'm like, why is he laughing or smiling? So I don't know. Just in that moment, it does not look good for Bob, because yeah, he does appear to be smiling. Now he does have probably big teeth and thin ass lips, a thin top lip, which could oftentimes make it seem like he's smiling when he isn't, or smiling harder than he actually is. But I really do feel like I seen Smiley smiling. Could be nervous. I'll talk to y'all about that later though. I think it's going to be near the end. But yeah, he says, okay, that's what he say. I hate to see you cry. And I hate to be the one that make you cry. Here, give me your hand. Because she had been trying to get it. Said, get your motherfucking hand off me. So, he got her hand and he holding it. He was like, it's good that, me and you, that we doing this together, that we get together, we hanging out and trying to get back together. And, you still my number one confidant, girl. I don't know if that's a compliment. Somebody be like, Aisha, I love you. You're my number one confidant. Did I want to be that? Like, no. Tell me something of substance, motherfucker. Like, okay. Thanks. Maybe. Kinda. And Sheree is saying that, she can't believe that she even thinking about getting back in a relationship with him. Like, he's still the same. He's still immature. And she got daughters who are watching her, take back this man that disrespected her and hurt her. And she just feels real stupid about the whole damn thing. My dog is staring at me right now, so I'm trying to not look over in that direction. He's looking at me like this. His paws is right here. Okay, so then they go to the speedboating thing. Sheree is pissed as hell. She can't even have fun. She can't get past it or whatever. Cynthia is wearing a fucking gown for no reason, because apparently she thought speedboating happened on a fucking yacht. You could have Googled that, girl. No, so yes, she is inappropriately dressed. And let me see. Portia is getting her little massage over somewhere and acting like she don't care that she ain't invited to the other shit. Like, yeah, I'm almost happy that they don't like me or want me around ever again. Yeah, and that's exactly why they motherfucking umbrellas fell over on them. Stop lying, girl. Stop lying. Let me see. Kenya is acting crazy as hell on the boat. Like, go faster, go faster. First of all, you is black and your friends is black. Now, I know that it's stereotypical to think that black people cannot swim. But black people cannot swim, okay? So, black people are also not all about that danger, okay? No. So, you always hear when people watch the scary movies, they're black shit. I would have ran. All of the times that the people in the movie don't run, know that a black person in regular life would have been ran, okay? It won't be no movie, it ain't gonna be no show, ain't nothing scary gonna happen, because if it even seemed like something scary gonna happen, black people are out. So Kenya, I don't know what race, what thing you might be mixed with that's got you acting crazy, but you need to tone it the fuck down. So they in there screaming and all of this, and she's like, oh my god, yes, faster. I'd have to fuck her up. Clotheslined her right there on the boat. Yeah, so, anyway. Todd and Portia are on their, walking on the beach and trying to be all romantic. She was like, oh my god, this is perfect. It's so beautiful. And he's like, oh my god, there is a pre-show right over there. Like, we could do this. She like, whatever, motherfucker. No, we would not be doing it. Because first of all, this ain't even her trip. So she ain't piggybacking on nobody's trip for her to fucking elope and get married. So it gotta be her own shit. And I do not blame her for that. Okay. Now they out to dinner, alright? All of the people except for Portia and Todd. So Peter and Cynthia come in, all lately. And they're like, where the hell you been? And she was like, oh, I was drenched. I was so wet. I had to go buy new clothes, whatever. And they sitting together looking all, as Candy said, she is looking very refreshed. Like, really, where the fuck they been? So everybody's really wondering where the hell have Cynthia and Peter been. And Phaedra was like, okay, so guys, can you guys like go, men? Go get a nightcap together. It was like a nightcap together. Like that's, yeah. So it was a lot of jokes, I guess, alluding to them being gay for being men going to have a nightcap, which I guess is something that people do after like a date with a, well, traditionally, a man and a woman would go for a nightcap, okay. But there are people who have alternate relationships, okay? So there's men and women and men, and men and men and women. So I suppose anybody could go on a date and have some drinks afterwards. So yeah, nightcaps are for after drinking. I mean, for after eating. So they're like, all right, well, I guess we'll go because we need to stay out of these women's business. Stay out of these women's business. Okay, y'all see how I try to get all politically correct, right? Work. What when I remember to, okay. But before they left, they were talking about Portia and whatever. I don't remember exactly the damn sentences, but Peter was like, okay, this is what I had wanted to ask you though, Todd. So you was there when the kiss happened and all of that stuff, and you didn't get involved? Like, really, like, how was it? And Todd was like, oh, I got some footage. I got some video from that night, and then they was souped. No, there is no video. Because it didn't happen on the show, probably. I don't know. Did anybody see it? Did it happen on the show, like where it's recorded? Probably not, because everybody on the show would have had seen this past episode and would have already known about it. So it would have been a big surprise. So it must have happened off camera, apparently. Phaedra announces to the girls after the guys leave about this restoration service, and they're like, oh, God. Okay. She was like, well, we need limits. We need to know when to stop, and we need forgiveness. We need to forgive. And Kenya is like, well, you can't forgive somebody that don't want to be forgiven. Okay, you can't forgive somebody who refuses to even admit that they did anything wrong. And Phaedra is like, bitch, if you don't let me talk without interruption. Okay, yeah, but could you hand me some tissue? Because she was like, well, you know, we're here in this beautiful place, this wonderful atmosphere, and Portia can't even be with us. And Kenya's like, tissue for the tears welling up in my eye. I'm so sad that Portia can't partake in what's going on. Yeah, Portia brought it on herself right now. But, well, whatever. I'm like, other people bring stuff on themselves all the time, and they are always invited to the motherfucking party, so it's whatever. Portia's Todd goes to hang with the other Todd, Peter, and big ass Bob. Bob the non-builder, and definitely not a bodybuilder, okay? He is the farthest from that kind of a fucking builder. Bob starts asking about other women, like what's going on at the other end of the bar. I don't want to look, and they're just like, Tyler's like, you can't do that. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And Peter's like, okay, well, I'm going through a divorce. Like, me and Cynthia are split, and although I was upset by her wanting to get a divorce or for us to break up, but I'm happy to still be her friend. And you have to learn that you can't disrespect the friendship. Nothing good is gonna come of that. And Bob is just like, I don't understand what you mean. Like, oh, okay. So they all like kind of telling him, motherfucker, you were wrong. You fucked up. Like, this ain't funny. This ain't cool. We shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't, because they not doing it. They like, and the camera's on? No. I was against what Bob was doing, for sure. Did you see me on camera? I did not like it. I did not. Yes. Cover your asses, bitches. Alright, so Portia comes into this little restoration thing, which I guess is in Phaedra's room, and they got wine and blah blah blah, and she got on her little peace and love outfit. And then Sheree is next, and they're talking about Sheree, what she went through earlier today. And she's like, well, you know, Bob, he's the same. He didn't even change. He's still very immature. Then Candy come in, and it's awkward as fuck because Portia was like, oh, now I've come to all the people that I don't fucking like. Just lock the door and ignore them. So Candy comes in, you know, she gets along with Sheree, so I guess that's the only person there that she care for. And she have some water because I guess she ain't gonna have no drinks because she don't want to get loosened up because she want to be tight so she can fight, okay? Because she's still mad. Oh yeah, she's still mad. Once again, they bring up Sheree and the crying and Bob. And Phaedra's like, yeah, well, she was, you know, talking about this thing that happened, and violence, and her having been beaten, domestic violence, by Bob, and he basically trivialized the whole thing. Trivialized her abuse. And Portia was like, well, what about Kenya? Did you ever, like, say anything to her about her bringing it up that time and whatever? And Sheree was like, you know what? Good thing you reminded me because I'm about to get in that bitch ass. She didn't say it like that, but she was like, yeah, I am going to talk to her because I didn't appreciate her mocking my situation. So then Cynthia and Kenya come in. Sheree confronts Kenya about the situation. Basically, they both thought the other person was mocking the other person. So, essentially, Sheree said that Kenya be provoking people. And she always provoking people, and people always want to fight her, and look what's going on with Todd. Kenya's stance was that was mocking me because you're basically saying that it's my fault that he's acting like a lunatic. And then she was like, don't act like no man ain't never jumped on you. Like, you had actual physical abuse. And Sheree felt like that was some shady shit to say. Because hers was actual physical abuse. Although they're different, they're kind of the same. It is not anybody else's responsibility to handle some other person's emotions. Even if you are the one who is quite responsible. Because yes, something is responsible for angering other people, hurting other people. I'm not going to say that the person who feels hurt is the one that is wrong. I mean, people can do positive affirmations all day long, but people have emotions, and people do get upset and hurt and all of that, and those are regular natural emotions. The reaction is on the person who is feeling the emotion. You know, how they're going to react, what they're going to do, but them feeling that way isn't always just on them. So, yeah, essentially, they're like, she was like, Sheree was like, you was mocking me. And Kenya was like, I was not mocking you. I was educating you. Oh, you educated me. Oh, bitch, let me tell you, you don't need to, and it's going back and forth. And she was like, you should be ashamed of yourself. No, you should be ashamed of yourself. And basically, Phaedra had to just shut it down. Like, okay, blah, 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 blah. All right. Both of y'all got hurt in this situation, in this conversation, right? And both of y'all think the other person was mocking the other person. So perhaps it was just a miscommunication because it seemed like y'all both feel like it's very serious shit and it shouldn't be mocked. And which would say to me that neither one of you really kind of meant to mock it, except that it seemed like Sheree really did kind of try to, well, not really mock it. She tried to mock Kenya because Kenya is a shit starter and people often want to punch her in the face. She probably shouldn't have brought the man into it, but it does seem like it fit right into that slot at that moment. So, yeah, I probably would have said it too. And yes, I have been physically abused, and I probably still would have said it. So, I don't know. I don't know. Am I mocking myself or my situation, the situations of others like me? I don't know. I don't know if that's that. But whatever. Yeah, so they were like, could we just agree to disagree that, you know, you guys just had a miscommunication. And Kenya's like, I'm fine with that. And they gonna let that go. Portia confronts Candy. She's like, you know what? Let me just say this. I do realize that you were very upset yesterday and that I was the reason behind it. And I just wanted to say, so I think she was about to get one of those half-ass apologies when people be like, I'm sorry. When people like, you need to apologize to me for what you did, and they be like, I'm sorry that you're mad. I'm sorry that you're too stupid to get what I was saying, or you know, one of those bullshit fucking apologies that really isn't an apology at all. So she was like, you say something about me, I mean, I just say something back, but I am sorry it hurt you. And Candy was like, first of all, let's stop right there, okay? Because I don't want you going around thinking that you matter to me, because you don't, okay? I don't give a fuck about you anymore. Like, nothing that you say, nothing that you fucking do at this point. And she was like, well, I don't know if it's a lie. Like, I didn't make it up. So it don't matter who made it up. It was made up. It's a lie. You repeated it as if it was true, and that's fucked up. And she was like, basically, I don't even understand, like, how me and you are the ones that are beefing. She was like, I supported you through all of this shit, so go through all of the things that Candy was helping Portia do. She was like, and then one fucking thing that isn't even true. She told you that I said that you slept with Block, which is true, but I didn't say that. And just based on you thinking that I said this one thing, you unleashed all of these lies. You did all of this to me over that one thing, which basically means, bitch, you are not a true friend in the first fucking place. So she was like, well, look, we might have been friends like in the past, and that is neither, like, yeah. Well, she got Phaedra to support her now, so she don't even need you, Candy. She don't need you. Portia thinks Phaedra deserves an apology. And she like, Candy's like, first of all, bitch, you don't get to tell nobody about what they need to be apologizing for when you need to be apologizing right now. Anyway, why would Phaedra need an apology? She was like, well, you said that I was talking to guys when my husband, she was like, I did not say that. No. I was messing around with guys before she was like, I did not say you had sex. I didn't say you were dating. I didn't say none of that shit. I said you were talking to guys. She was like, it was one guy. She didn't say that, but that's basically what it fucking meant, right? And we weren't talking like that, like trying to hook up. And Kenya like, ooh, did I just hear that? Did she admit that there was, in fact, a guy? Yeah, because people know people and you can talk to whoever you want. But she's saying that it wasn't nothing. But of course, Kenya, I'm sure, is going to take that bone, okay, and save it for later use. To attack, yeah, because that's how she is. Also, just for this whole thing, for Candy to give Phaedra an apology when Phaedra still is not fessed up to being the one that started the gay rumor in the first place. Like, I'm wondering, since they're supposed to be, you know, all cleansing and all of that, if Sheree is going to just tell it like right now, like, no, okay, Phaedra, let's clear the air. Say what you need to say. You have something to say. You got something to say, okay? Yeah. I was wondering, because of course I've watched the show now, but yeah, I was definitely wondering if that was gonna motherfucking happen. So then Phaedra is like, well, I mean, there are a lot of things that have been said and blah 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 that were not true, even about me. And Candy like, what wasn't true? She was like, you guys accused me of calling the feds on y'all. And Kenya was like, not Kenya, Candy was like, you know what, we had just had a fight, a really big fight. You were very angry with us, and then the feds showed up. So it seemed very convenient at the time that, yeah, it did seem like you did it. She was like, but you didn't, and I can't apologize about that. So they apologized, and I guess that one thing is squared away. Sheree is like, well, look, a revival or restoration is supposed to be like a whole spiritual thing. Ain't no tambourines, ain't nothing spiritual going on. I'm over this bullshit. And Cynthia feels the same way. Like, no, there needs to be a spiritual healing and an accepting of whatever, because I could have been in my bed. So basically everybody just get up and they start leaving. And they're like, oh, well, this is some bullshit. This didn't go the way Phaedra wanted. She wanted a big kumbaya moment. And it was a fail. But I don't really think it was a fail, because I think that they cleared up some things, okay? That whole Sheree Kenya thing, I think that that was weighing in heavily on them. And now that they're just like, all right. I think that's one thing. And one thing to knock off something off of Phaedra and Candy's little hate thing, little frenemy nonsense. I think that that's also a good thing. So I'm like, it's not the worst thing. Of course, Candy and Portia, that ain't gonna come to no clearing. Not no time soon anyway. But I saw two things that were handled, it seemed, and I don't think that it was that bad of a meeting. Anyway. Okay. So it's like a diamond store or some shit like that. And you see Bob looking like Grimace. Bob looked like, he is shaped like a big ass giant triangle. His head is little, his body, the titties, all of that just come into a big ass triangle. He's a big ass brown Grimace. And he cockeyed. I did not know that. But his eyes are just sitting, I'm like, let me not make fun of cockeyed people. Because I still want to have kids. But I did not know that nigga had raggedy eyes. I have no idea why she would have been with somebody like that. Okay. Alright. I don't think that Sheree is the prettiest woman. I still don't know why she would have anything to do with Bob. Okay. That's where that's gonna be. So he supposed to be looking at diamonds, right? And she come in and she like, what's going on? Oh, well, this diamond is so multifaceted and beautiful, it's sparkling. You know, like the way I think about you. And she's like, really? So after yesterday, you think that you could just come and give me a motherfucking piece of jewelry and I'm gonna forget whatever? And he was like, I just wanted to show you that I changed and all of this. And she is looking very, He was like, well, I haven't changed. I have changed. No, you haven't motherfucking changed. You're exactly the same. Like yesterday, you said something that really, really hurt me. And then you thought it was funny. You sat back and you laughed. Like, it wasn't a joke then. And I don't think that it was even a joke yesterday. Like, it was hurtful. And you didn't see that it was hurtful enough for you to care to fix the situation at that time. And he was like, well, I laugh, you know, like as a defense mechanism. And she like, She was like, you know what? You about to laugh right now. She was like, I'm leaving. And he was like, I'm not laughing. I am not laughing. You are laughing. Perhaps you should watch the video. He could have explained at that point that he was doing the nervous laugh thing, but to say that you're not laughing when you're clearly laughing, we can see it, we can hear it, your dimples showing, all of that. Laughing his ass off. Yeah. So she gets out of there, she's crying because he's trying to stop her and she goes, no, I literally felt bad for Sheree, and I usually don't but just like Phaedra had said earlier, like for Sheree to cry, Sheree appears to be a fairly strong, extremely headstrong woman. I would not expect to see her crying over very much, which tells me that that shit really, really bothered her. And to cry in front of Kenya over it, and to have to accept your arch enemy's hugs and affection at that time, like you've got to be feeling pretty damn bad to let a motherfucker you can't stand have to come and comfort you about the very shit that y'all be fighting over, other than that dumbass house. Yeah. So yeah, she's like, she dodged a bullet. Basically, he is exactly the same as he always was. It ain't no motherfucking difference, and she don't fucking want to be back with him. So it's that. I just want to toss this out there because I said that I would talk about it at the end. But my husband uses laughter as a defense mechanism. If he were to get punched, I think that if he were to get stabbed or anything, he would just sit there and laugh. When I heard him, when we play fight, like anything, anything that hurts, he just starts fucking laughing like a lunatic. It is the wrong emotion at the wrong fucking time. I don't know what the weird shit is about that, but there are people who laugh when they are upset, hurt, angry, sad. It's the wrong emotion, but it doesn't mean that it isn't the truth. Now, is Bob really like that? I think that obviously he was upset that she was leaving and thinking that things might not work out his way. So for him to be laughing, I think it may be plausible to think that maybe he does laugh at things that aren't funny because he doesn't really know the proper emotion to emote or whatever. So, I don't know if I'm just making excuses for him. I'm just saying that that is a real thing that happens to people and that people do. It could be researched, it could be looked up. So it might not all be wrong, but her having been married to him and having had children with him, seems like that's something that she would know about him already. It may have been something that she doesn't understand or still doesn't understand, and she don't like the shit, so she wanted him to stop it. But if it's part of his emotions, his actual personality, he might need some help. He might need a psychiatrist or some shit, or she might have to just get over it and I don't know, accept whatever it is he's saying as opposed to what he is doing, kinda. I don't know. I'm glad my husband, when I'm mad, he don't be laughing. He has laughed once, and then he never did that no more. All right, but yeah. I'm not a fan of laughing. I definitely get why she was upset. I'm not saying that she shouldn't have been upset because it was hurtful, and I felt like he should have done a lot more word, because he's trying to grab her and touch her. That's just seeming more abusive, and it's restrictive. It's not letting her be who she needs to be in this moment, when in fact his words should have been the calming thing. Like, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean it like that. I actually meant this. I was only playing. I am an ass. I am so sorry. That was stupid to do. That was wrong. You're right. I mean, something other than sitting there fucking smiling like a dumbass saying that you're not laughing when you're laughing. So, yeah. Whatever. Bob is the ass of this whole motherfucking episode. And he single-handedly made me feel sorry for Sheree. And even gave Kenya a human side. So, Bob is magic. Bob is magic. Anyway, if you agree with what I had to say, let me know in the comments. If you disagree, let me know in the comments. And until the next time, I'll talk to y'all later. Thank y'all so much for watching. While you're here, check out my previous video. I also have a beauty channel. And I give out free workouts on my fitness channel. Don't forget to subscribe.